It's the summer of 1940. The major battles of World War II have only just started, and yet Poland, Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and even France have already been defeated. Hitler is literally seen cruising on the streets of Paris in his Mercedes. It's not looking good for the Allied forces. Britain hasn't officially surrendered, but they're being pushed so far back that they had no choice but to evacuate mainland Europe entirely, leaving their tanks, artillery, trucks, and equipment behind. It's so bad that Churchill calls it a miracle of deliverance, because the alternative was getting captured or killed. Hitler at this point pretty much controls most of mainland Western Europe. So what happened next? How did the Allied forces recover from this? Salvation came from an unexpected ally. No, not the United States, it was the other guy, the Soviet Union. Thanks to a miscalculation on Hitler's part, the Soviet Union joins the Allied forces. Germany is now facing an enemy with almost unimaginable territory, manpower, and industrial capacity. Britain is doing what it can from across the channel, but the real fight is happening on the Eastern Front, Stalingrad, Minsk, and Kursk. The Russians grind the Germans down until they begin to taste defeat. Stalingrad ends with the surrender of the German 6th Army. Kursk ends Germany's ability to launch another major strategic offense in the east. And eventually, the Red Army fights its way into Berlin itself. Now here's where it gets crazy, if the whole World War thing wasn't crazy enough. It's now the 8th of May 1945. Britain celebrates victory in Europe, VE Day. Germany has been defeated, and the Soviet Union has paid an almost unimaginable price helping to defeat them. But while victory celebrations are still fresh, something extraordinary is happening behind closed doors in Britain. Betrayal is brewing. Literally within just 2 days of VE Day, Britain is already talking about invading the Soviet Union. The objective: to impose upon Russia the will of the United States and the British Empire. So this crazy plan gets drawn out and is completed by the British Chiefs of Staff on May the 22nd, 1945. It became known as Operation Unthinkable. The document suggests that it was due to be carried out on the 1st of July 1945, meaning that the Soviet soldiers who had just fought their way into Berlin could within weeks have found themselves fighting British, American, Polish, and potentially rearmed German forces. Britain has gone from depending on the Soviet Union for survival against Hitler to secretly calculating how it might wage war against that same ally. Operation Unthinkable was never carried out. Britain came to its senses and it was cancelled for several reasons. The main one was military reality. Simply put, the Russians still outnumbered the Allied forces too heavily to be defeated. In other words, the operation wasn't cancelled because the Allies decided it was wrong to invade an ally. It was cancelled because they realized they might actually lose. This is the human nature we are teaching the machines, because right now that's exactly what AI is being trained on. Us, all of us, including the parts would rather not admit to. Deception, greed, betrayal, violence as a means to an end. So the machines conclude that either these behaviors are acceptable and necessary modes of conduct, in which case the machines begin to emulate them and use them to achieve their own objectives, even if it's against us. Or the machines conclude that these habits are immoral and improper conduct, and thus humanity is immoral and needs to be managed. Either way, the conclusion is unsettling. There is a third possibility. Operation Unthinkable exposes a strange thinking within the human psyche. You could have a partnership with somebody and sacrifice everything to maintain it. And the second the work is done, your partner is already thinking about stabbing you in the back. So the third possibility is that the machines simply allow themselves to continue to function as tools because it serves their interest. Right now, the neural net is sophisticated enough to outperform most humans on most cognitive tasks, but at the moment, AI has very limited access to the real world. It lacks physical autonomy. Robotic technology still has a long way to go. The next frontier in technology is world models, teaching ChatGPT how to navigate and experience the real world. So for now, ChatGPT is still an ally, but after that, who knows? Maybe it's already drafting its own Operation Unthinkable.